Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got a whole order of fish to unbox this week. I got a pretty good sized freshwater order. Got some saltwater showing up later today. Got more freshwater coming in tomorrow. Oh, there's a Cory that didn't make it in the water. Are you still alive? Yep, you're good. Just got sloshed on reboxing. First thing out of the box, we got Cory cats. These are our panda Corys. Nice big batch of those guys. Next up is some more Corys. These are the Cory Black, or the Schwartzy Cory, black Schwartzy Corys. Love those guys. Very, very beautiful. The price on those is kind of tipped down a little bit, believe it or not. In a world where everything gets more expensive. Here are some tricolor Randas. Reorder on those guys. A nice looking batch of goldfish. Most of those from last week sold out, so there's that. And here's some platinum hatchets. Gotta have more of those guys. I thought I ordered 25 of those. That doesn't look like 25. That looks like 12. I have to double check that. So that's your platinum hatchets. Gotta have them. There's a whole box for you. And 6 more boxes for me. Here we got here are some yellow polka dot Rasporas. These are in the Bararas family, one of the newer versions for us to get. We got those in the first time about 1.5 years ago. Itty bitty this time. They've got kind of 2 little spots and kind of a yellow color to them. Very neat little nano fish. Got a whole stack of these guys. These are clouded archer fish. Came in really tiny. They're the true freshwater archer, or a true freshwater archer. Should be several of them in here. Here's a golden nugget pleco L18. Can't seem to keep them in stock these days, so we got more. There's an L18. Should have a 177 in here too. Here's a strawberry rasbora, or a whole bunch of them. Strawberry rasboras. Again, another Bararas, or micro rasbora. Restock on some guppies. Got some blacktails and some other ones too. Here's another one of those archers. And oh, you're cool. This is a red spotted arowana. It's one of the Asian types. It's one of the Australian Asian types because they're the legal ones in this country. A little different than your average rainbow or Giardini arowana. They actually have it listed under Liquor Chardonnay, but I believe that that's Giardini Liquor Chardonnay, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely off on that, but a little different species than we normally get. This is another one of the archer fish. And another one. Who knew? And not. This is that Erie 177 Erie Gold Nugget Pleco. So gorgeous little fella there. And another archer. And another archer. And some more guppies. Black flamingos. Looks mostly flamingos, but a little bit of black in there too. And the last thing is one more thing of guppies. So those are neon blue guppies. All right, next thing out of the box will be, gonna guess fish. Should have a whole order of shrimp coming in sometime tomorrow. Here's some angels. These are blue Pinoy angels. Don't look very blue. They're kind of like lace to me. We'll see if they blew up in the tank at all. Nice looking fish though, even if they're not all that blue. Here is something that's not shrimp. This is a blue wood vampire shrimp. Restock on those guys, about out of them. Who are you? Oh, CPDs, gotta have them. Celestial Pearl Daniels or your Galaxy Rasboras. Absolutely necessary for your nano tank. At least I like them. More guppies. These are koi guppies. I haven't had any of these guys in a while. These got the red nose on them, but not the black body. Very pretty little fancy guppy. Let's see, reticulated hill stream loaches. Your nice little flounder looking or stingray looking loaches. And some Jack Dempseys. Don't get these in that often from the wholesalers. Usually we get them locally bred. But we were out and they had them, so we bought them. Now you can buy them too. A couple more things in this box. We have a super red cockatoides, or cockatoo cichlid. That's a dwarf apistogramma, of course. And some tricolor swordtails. Love me some tricolor swordtails. Swordtails can be such a big, beautiful fish when they grow out. Those are tiny now. Another knot fish. These are bamboo shrimp, or Singapore shrimp if you prefer. Great fan feeding shrimp. That works great in a community tank. All right. Believe it or not, we've already ripped through half of this. Should have about 3 more boxes of saltwater a little later today. Let's see, Mataguincy Jaguar cichlid. Restock on those guys. We keep these in most of the time. Those are a giant fish, guys. 15, 18 inches is not unlikely for that fish, but super beautiful. Royal Blue Dwarf Gourami males, restock on those guys. We sold out last week, and why not? Very nice for your community tank. Who are you guys? Oh, Congo Tetras, gotta love them. Interruptus or Planogramus. Ooh, love my Latin. Interruptus. That's a small version. We also have some great big males over there as well. Senegal Bikers. Those guys will be a monster. Do not mistake. That is a 2-foot fish. Give them some time. Next up is German Blue Rams. Another restock on those guys. I love those guys for your warm water tank. They treat them like discus. They usually do pretty good. A little on the sensitive side. Here's the Lima Tridents. They're a live bear. A little harder to get going than some of your other live bears, but an interesting variant. A few different Limas available on the market. This is Zipper Coolies, or the Dwarf Coolie they'll call them. Restocking those. Haven't been able to get those for a while, so kind of fun to have those available again. Green tiger barbs. Been selling a ton of those this year, and why not? Beautiful fish. Got a couple in a couple display tanks that really show off just how pretty they can be. Different barb altogether. This is Odessa barbs. Restocked that again because we sold out a good portion of what we bought for last week. They came in a little more expensive, but huge. So, you know, if we're going to pay an extra buck for them, you might as well have a really colorful, bright, big fish to show for. Next is Romanos Tetras. Restock those almost every week. And why not? Beautiful fish when they color up with a bright red nose. Also on Tetra Special, of course. If you buy 4 more, you get you 25% off. Just for subscribing to this channel. Green Neon Tetras also on the Tetra Special. Got a big bunch of those as a restock as well. Uh-oh, what do we got here? It's a discus. Whole bunch of discus. I wonder how many of the fish left in this order are discus. That's a snow white. This one's a red checkerboard. Oh, dang. They say 3 inches. That looks way bigger than 3 inches to me. There's another snow white. Here's another checkerboard. Back around you go. There's another snow white. I had somebody ask me for a couple of snow whites, so we got extra this time. Checkerboard's always so impressive. Gorgeous fish. That's for discus. In that box, I got some more in another box apparently. And some more catfish. These are Synodontis lucipennis, which are also called the dwarf petricoli catfish. And the petricoli is kind of a dwarf Synodontis catfish anyway. They only get about 2.5, 3 inches, and they'll do well in just about any tank. You can put them in a cichlid tank, you can put them in a nano tank, and they'll do equally well. Typically, we'll leave everybody else alone and not put up with any guff either. So, great little fish. Let's see. Next up, Oscars. Giant fish again, right up there with those Mataguenses. That's a tiger Oscar that will get all of 15 or 18 inches. Oh, cool, pea puffers. Ran out of those last week sometime. I don't know when it happened, but it happened. And now we got a complete restock, a whole bunch of little pea puffers for you who want a tiny little mouth to feed. More plecos. This is an L494 tiger pleco from Peru. You know, we got some other tiger plecos over there too, but you know, I can't stand having an L number that I don't have in the stock, so we just had to get that guy. Actually really cute, kind of thin this way on him, so neat little fish. This must be a puffer. Yep, it's a hairy puffer. It's in the jar. They put the puffers in the jar so they don't bite through the bag. They still triple bagged it anyway. No leaking on that guy. Here is some more tetras. These are hatchet fish. The Marthae black-winged hatchets are a tetra for the Tetra Special. Oftentimes mistaken for something, I don't know what, but yes, they are a tetra. Here's a nice tiger turquoise discus. Should have a couple of those guys, and yep, there's another one. And should have a couple of white tiger turquoise, and there they are. There's one. Gorgeous big front on that guy. And last one. And come out and say hi. It's like I'm stuck. There he is, white tiger turquoise discus. And that's it for that part of the order. We got more coming. And we're back. We got some saltwater fish to unbox here. Awesome order. I'm really excited to share. And right off the bat, you don't want to look at that. All right, let's go for something better. Here we go. That's a cleaner shrimp. Got a little batch of cleaner shrimps. I should say a batch of little cleaner shrimp. Came in at a pretty reasonable price, actually. And they look good. So very excited to have cleaner shrimp back in stock, even if they're tiny. They really are tiny. I think we got a half a dozen of them, so we'll blast through those real quick. There's a lawnmower blenny that's much happier than the last one. Got a good price on lawnmower blennies this week. More cleaner shrimp. Did you make the trip? No. Nope, that one's not with us. Batch came in nice and warm, but the box looked like it was leaking, so we'll see how guys made it. Oh, very cute. Tiny. This is a little convict tang, a very tiny little convict tang. Cute little devil. Next up is a nice sized dwarf angel. This is one of the evil eyes, or the red striped dwarf angel. I'm a fan of dwarf angels anyway, and those are just adorable. Here's a type of star. This isn't the Leakia, it's a Formia starfish, another type of red reef safe starfish. That is a clown tang. You know, I've actually ordered clown tangs 3 or 4 times and never actually received them. It's the first time we've actually gotten one in stock. So there, we have a clown tang. Those guys get pretty big. They can be on the bossy side, but they're so beautiful. There's another one of those shrimp. That's a cleaner shrimp. Go along with those tangs. All right, who's in the bag? Find out. Oh, that's one of those African knobs, red knob starfish. Very cool. We've had those a couple of times. Very cool starfish. Here's another one of the Linkias. That is the red Linkia. Got a blue Linkia over there too. Sold my red one last week. So I've got a couple of starfish on this order. There's another shrimp. He's running around and happy. The box just keeps going and going. There's a cleaner shrimp, or not a cleaner shrimp. That's a wrasse, cleaner wrasse. A little bit of gook on him. Hopefully he's all right. Next is a wrasse who's trying to figure out which way is up. I don't think he's going to do so good. This is a red-lined wrasse. I'm a little bit suspect on that guy, but we'll see if we can bring him back. Next up is a Singapore angel, another dwarf angel, but a little different family. Very cool little angels. They're look like a butterfly to me, but they're a nice little angel. Who's in there? Oh, it's a Volatan Hawaiian, just regular old Volatan. Not any of the dwarves or fuzzies or any of that, just a Volatan lion. Just so cool. Oh wow, speaking of cool, that is an angelfish. That's a French, juvenile French angel, nice big sized one. Beautiful fish. Kind of held off on those guys. They're like the emperors, those get massive, but so cool. So I sold my big Koran. I had to have a cool angel, so I got me a French. Let me stick these guys back in here real quick. Out of the box, in the box, out of the box, in the box. I know, guys. Well, it'll take a while figuring out where you live too, but when we're done, you'll be happy. All right, another box of fish. Let's see what kind of fun stuff we got in here. Heat packs, they're still pretty warm. That's always a good sign. All right, big bag. Gotta see what's in the big bag. Heavy bag. Oh, it's a big naso. Wow, that is a good sized naso tang. It's a little bigger than I expected. It wasn't horribly expensive, so very cool. There's a firefish. Got a couple of those guys over there. Got one more just because I had a spot for one. Here's another sand sifting star because, you know, who has the most starfish. And a bicolor pseudochromis. Love the bright colors for a dotty back. They're not very aggressive, so very cool little bright colored fish. Pretty hardy usually too. That's a scooter blenny. I love me a scooter blenny. Kind of look like a sculpin. Nice. That is a nice size long-nosed butterfly. Looks really good too. Fantastic. Long-nosed butterflies, copper bands, both of them known to be a little bit challenging to get to eat right off the bat. So we'll see how that guy fares. Let's see. Can we see who this is? That is a chocolate mimic. A little bit smaller than one we had. Not a bad size though. Very nice chocolate mimic tang. A couple other really cool things. Nice size sailfin. Wow, look at the sail on that sailfin. So I got a little Desjardini and a decent sized sailfin now. Let's see, this is a Hector's goby. I kind of hadn't ever bought one of those before because I hadn't, but then I was looking at it going, why? Why not? So I did. I bought me a Hector's goby. Last thing out of the box, what is it? I still can't see it. Oh, it's that big blue tang. Oh, I don't have the invoice in front of me. It's not a blue. It's not Atlantic blue. It's another one. And I guess you're just going to have to wait till I get the tags on to remember, because I can't remember which kind of tang it is, but it's a good size one of the open water swimmers. And that's it for our saltwater. We'll have some shrimp here in a bit. All right, we're back, and this is a little box of something not fish. We have a little surprise. Okay, not really a surprise. I knew it was coming, but I almost forgot to mention it. We got some reptiles in this week. First thing out of the box, a little black snake. That's called a Mexican black king snake. Very, very beautiful version of a king snake. I like them a lot, and I have one to share now at a very, very good price, actually. Next up is a crested gecko. We got a couple adult crested geckos running around here. This is an adult female, just brought it in. I got it actually on a special, so real good price on an adult female crested gecko. Also got an adult male running around here that we're putting on special right now as well. Some baby crested geckos, as long as we're on the geckos. This one is a little bit special, and this one too. This one they call a cappuccino, and this one they call a brindle. I see the stripes coming in. They weren't very fired up when I first opened the box. I was like, well, are they really that? Yeah, they are. Morphology and I are not exactly friends, but there are some cool morphs out there. Speaking of which, these are what you call a flame crested, and these ones they're calling harlequin. Either one of these are more the pinstripey. This female is actually pinstripey type. That's crested geckos. Also got some leopard geckos in here. Okay, I got a whole bunch of leopard geckos. There's those guys and that guy. We got some assorted morphs, and we got some little guys and some little guys. A bunch of baby leopard geckos because, well, leopard geckos are a great beginner pet, and we've been selling a ton of them, and it was a good time to restock. So we got more leopard geckos and more leopard geckos. Wow, cool pattern on those guys, and they're just a regular leopard gecko. Anyway, all our leopard geckos are in stock, a bunch of different morphs there, and they're just standard $40. So very, very cool on leopard gecko babies. And speaking of babies, we got a couple of bearded dragon babies. Just a couple, and I have a hard time bringing in babies when we still have some adults that are holdovers from the COVID hangover. But to that, we're still adopting out and putting on special. We have 5 adult and sub-adult beardies back there that really need to get forever homes. So consider them for adoption first, but we also have some babies. That's it for reptiles. Here comes some shrimp. And we're back again. Should be shrimp, goldfish, and maybe a couple other surprises in here. Let's take a look, see what we got. First thing out of the box is feeder guppies. So gotta have some feeders. Should be some feeder comets in here and some ghost shrimp as well. These are not shrimp, and these are not feeders or goldfish. These are upside down catfish. So got some of those guys. Haven't had those in a little while. Love the little upside down cats. They're a type of African lace cat. These are snails. Got in another batch of zebra and red spot neorites. Can't really see them in the bag, but gotta have them. Neorites are a fantastic choice for algae eating if you don't want baby snails. Here is some glow tetras. Got a nice assortment. Those are the Priscilla glow tetras as opposed to the standard skirted ones. It's in here. Oh, it's tiny. My goodness, it's a feeder fish, but it's not. That is a baby Fahaka puffer. That, don't be fooled, is a monster in the making. He will get 18 inches like that. So that's going to be a big fish. Here's some more neorites. I'm not sure which one's which. One of these is going to be your thorn neorites, and they must be a little bigger than average because I mistook them for the other type of neorites. We don't get the thorn or the spiky neorites that often, but we were able to get some this week. Here's another denizen we haven't had in a couple weeks. These are giant Daniels. Gotta have giant Daniels. They're nice for a 4-foot or bigger tank. Fast, great dither fish. Last in this box are some tiny little yellow bushy-nosed plecos. When they said tiny, they weren't kidding. Boy, I kind of wish they wouldn't have shipped them that small because some of them didn't make the trip. But we'll get those fed up and see how many of those survive. So that is that box. Should have a whole nother box here. Let's take a look, see what we got. that is some, not fish, some large Amazon swords, extra large, nice, beautiful. And I gotta get plants in from our regular guy probably next week, but I got some Amazon swords in between. That's a bag of goo right now, but what's in there is some really big, what they call a yun bao oranda. Yun bao refers to a cash coin in Chinese, which is very round, and so when they call it a yun bao, it means it's a very round oranda. We'll see what they look like when they get cleaned up from the bag. Speaking of goldfish, there are some feeder comets, because everybody's got to have some feeder comets too. And then we get the much talked about and waited for shrimp. There are ghost shrimp, nice little batch of those guys, looking good this time. And that is some monos. Those might be the larges. They weren't really extra large, just large, so I'm going to bet that's what those are. This should be cherry shrimp, a nice batch of those guys. And more shrimp, who's who. This is the regular monos, nice and blue color on them, kind of cool. I think the color comes just from whatever they've been eating, because they're pretty clear otherwise. Red crystal shrimp restock, nice grade on those red crystals, a little better than the last grade. And 2 more bags of shrimp. We got some blue shrimp, whether they're blue velvets or which kind of blue shrimp they are, I don't know, blue neos. And then we get something else that's kind of cool. Those are some King Kongs. Those are a type of Caradinia. So those are black King Kong shrimp. So that's this week's order. It's a wrap.